arcs. Few narratives have gripped the NBA landscape quite like that of Tyrese Haliburton and the Indiana Pacers. Through 6 playoff games, heading into Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, Haliburton had not only delivered elite production, he had rewritten the conversation around his name. But on a brisk Tuesday night at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, all of that momentum was placed under threat. Early in the first quarter, Haliburton tangled with Cavaliers center Jarrett Allen while battling for rebounding position. What followed was a moment of collective breath-holding for the Pacers faithful. The 25-year-old immediately clutched his left wrist, wincing in discomfort. At first glance, it looked like a routine playoff scuffle, but for a player whose wrist and shooting form are central to both his scoring and his elite passing arsenal, even a minor tweak carries outsized implication. Haliburton, ever the competitor, opted to stay in the game, navigating several possessions while clearly favoring the injured wrist. The pain was visible, the concern palpable, and yet he played on. Let's step back and assess the broader stake. This isn't just about a sore wrist, it's about timing, perception, and legacy. For Haliburton, the 2025 playoffs have already served as a proving ground. Coming off a season in which his peers anointed him the NBA's most overrated player in an anonymous poll, Haliburton responded with grace and fury. Averaging 30 points and a league-leading 11.8 assists through 6 postseason contests, he entered Game 2 not just as Indiana's engine, but as one of the most valuable players left in the Eastern Conference. With every dime he drops, every transition pull-up 3, Haliburton is rewriting a narrative fueled by skeptics who question whether his quirky shooting mechanics and pass-first identity could survive under the weight of postseason pressure. And he's doing it while leading a Pacers team few expected to make it this far, let alone challenge a battle-tested Cleveland squad featuring Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and the ever-intimidating Jarrett Allen. An injury to his non-shooting hand might seem minor, but it's not. Haliburton's game is built on pace manipulation, hand dexterity, and quick twitch decisions that involve both hands working in harmony. A compromised wrist, even on the offhand, could disrupt passing angles, dribble control, and defensive positioning. Initial signs suggest Haliburton's injury is manageable, at least in the short term. After briefly being evaluated by the Pacers' medical staff, he remained in the game and finished the half with 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. But there were moments. Subtle, telling moments when he pulled back on contact, didn't push tempo, or hesitated in half-court situations where he normally orchestrates with confidence. If you're Indiana, that's a red flag. If you're Cleveland, it's an opportunity. Head coach Rick Carlisle now faces a classic postseason dilemma. How much can you ask of your star when he's not at 100%? Is it better to ride the momentum and leadership Haliburton provides, or protect him from further aggravation at the risk of ceding control of the series? For now, the Pacers seem to be leaning on their point guard's toughness. But over a long series, injuries have a way of compounding, and the Cavaliers, physical, defensively disciplined, and opportunistic, are the wrong team to show any weakness against. Before the injury, Haliburton was well on his way to cementing this postseason as a breakout campaign. His ability to create offense without hijacking possessions is rare in today's NBA. Unlike heliocentric stars who pound the air out of the ball, Haliburton plays with a blend of flash and efficiency that evokes shades of Steve Nash and Jason Kidd, a stylistic throwback with a modern twist. What separates Haliburton is his willingness to involve everyone. In a postseason where many teams struggle with spacing and role-player engagement, Indiana has thrived thanks to their leaders' unselfishness. Players like Miles Turner, Benedict Mathurin, and Pascal Siakam have all benefited from Haliburton's floor vision and IQ. This isn't a one-man show, it's a well-conducted orchestra. Yet for all his contributions, Haliburton has had to endure louder than usual criticism. Being labeled the league's most overrated player in a poll by The Athletic wasn't just a shot at his game. It was a test of his psychological resilience. That kind of slight sticks with players, especially those who pride themselves on team-first play. But that's where the injury context adds dramatic tension. Haliburton, finally ascending to the tier of star guards taken seriously in playoff conversations, now faces an untimely obstacle. Can he push through pain and continue to silence doubters? Or will his body, not his mind, be the limiting factor? From a tactical standpoint, Carlisle and his staff will likely need to make subtle adjustments to preserve Haliburton while still keeping the offense fluid. That could mean more off-ball actions for Haliburton, using him as a decoy to generate open looks for shooters, staggering his minutes more carefully, maximizing his court time against Cleveland's second unit, increasing on-ball reps for Andrew Nembhard or TJ McConnell, allowing Haliburton to pick his spots rather than initiate every possession. Additionally, look for more two-man actions between Haliburton and Siakam, with the latter operating as a point forward in short stretches to ease the load. The Cavs, meanwhile, will almost certainly look to blitz Haliburton more aggressively. If there's any sign his handle is compromised, expect traps, full court pressure, and physicality designed to force turnovers and test his pain threshold. JB Bickerstaff's squad thrives in the mud. They'll be happy to turn this into a slugfest if it means neutralizing Indiana's pace advantage. In many ways, Haliburton's story is bigger than just one playoff series. It's part of a larger dialogue about what the modern point guard should be. At a time when scoring guards dominate MVP discussions and offensive schemes often revolve around isolation-heavy superstars, Haliburton is a reminder that elite playmaking still wins games. He doesn't need 30 points to control a game. He bends defenses by movement, manipulation, and momentum. If the Pacers can advance, and if Haliburton can stay healthy, this playoff run might be remembered as the moment the league recalibrated its appreciation for pure point guard artistry. But for that to happen, the wrist has to hold up, the resolve has to match the pain, and the game plan must evolve. What makes the NBA postseason so compelling isn't just the basketball, it's the story. Haliburton's arc has been one of transformation. From gifted but under-the-radar facilitator in Sacramento to centerpiece in Indiana to misunderstood all-star and now to embattled playoff warrior. In Game 2, a single, awkward box-out reminded the world that no great narrative unfolds without adversity. Tyrese Haliburton is no longer underrated, nor is he overrated. He's rated exactly where he belongs. As one of the most impactful players left in the Eastern Conference playoff bracket. Now the only question that matters, can he stay healthy long enough to finish the job?
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ dẫn mọi người gấp một mặt chú bò nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay và gấp với mình nha. Đây là những dụng cụ mà mình đã chuẩn bị để mình làm nhé mọi người. Mình đã chuẩn bị một cái kéo và một cái bút nha. Giấy hôm nay mình chuẩn bị là giấy màu vàng nhé mọi người. Mọi người có thể xem qua những dụng cụ mà mình đã chuẩn bị để mọi người chuẩn bị nha. Bây giờ mọi người cùng bắt tay vào làm với mình nha. Mình sẽ để gọn đồ sang một bên Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp chéo tờ giấy lại nha mọi người. Mình sẽ dùng kéo mình cắt phần này đi nha. Tiếp theo là mình tở ra. Vậy là mình đã được một hình vuông như này rồi nha. Mọi người chưa có hình vuông thì mọi người phải tạo hình vuông nha mọi người. Phải có hình vuông thì mình mới gấp được nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp đôi tờ giấy lại nha. Bên này mình lại gấp lên trên. Mình lại gấp chéo tờ giấy lại nha. Mình gấp phần này vào đây nha. Bên này mình cũng gấp vào đây nha. Tiếp theo là mình lại gấp sang bên này. Phần bên này là mình sẽ gấp lên trên này. Phần này mình cũng gấp lên đây nha. Phần này mình sẽ gấp lên trên này. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp ra đằng sau nha. Mình sẽ chỉnh nha mọi người. Mình sẽ tỏ phần này ra. Mình gấp vào đây nha. Tiếp theo bên này mình sẽ gấp sang đây nha. Mình sẽ gấp vào đây nha. Mình mình đã được như này rồi nha.